Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back to Wall Street Silver. Our guest today is my friend E.B. Tucker, the editor of the Tucker Letter, and his book is called Not for Sale: How to Survive and Thrive in a World That Wants to Control You. Welcome back, E.B.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure having you on. I wanted to get you on to talk about all the craziness that's happening in the economy, where we're going, gold, silver.
The gold trade is telling you something very important. Gold ran up this year a lot, and it ran up out of fear that Harris would be elected. And now it's selling off really hard, and the mining stocks are selling off even more. I don't own any mining stocks. We don't own any of the newsletter. There's been a lot of confusion. I haven't owned any for a long time. I haven't been
Right.
on any boards for a long time. A lot of companies like to act like I'm associated with them, but I'm not, and I have not been for a long time, and I disagree with how they're being run. And the
Right.
proof's in the pudding, okay? So they're way down. Well, why are they way down? The gold price is telling you that the world sees the Trump election as lower regulation, lower difficulty, kind of like generally doing commerce, more revenue, less world disorder. Okay, I don't
Right.
care what CNN tells you. The gold price tells you that the several conflicts that are going on are going to wrap up. Maybe there's going to be new issues, but that the fear trade is off. Now, the reason why Bitcoin is up massively, I mean, I keep gold and Bitcoin here. I own both.
Right.
The newsletter readers know that I have an opinion about how to own Bitcoin. Like it's very different from what you might think, and it's worked out quite well for me.
Wow.
So 87,800 right here. Now you look at the silver price, and it's right exactly where it was in like early 2012 or something, right? I
Right.
mean, not a great outcome. Okay, like you got to wonder if you're the person sending me emails and comments asking me to recommend extraordinarily risky microcap silver stocks. Maybe you're like an S&M person with your money that you just like love losing and you need to lose to fulfill some sort of deep-seated childhood disorder.
Right.
But personally, I'm not in a position where I'm able to just perpetually lose money. That's
Right.
why I got out of the mining stocks, and in 2023 made some mid 2023 made some kind of moves that I think now I'm not sure really people understand, but I definitely understood them because I made them. That was like if you don't change your approach to the business as a mining company or as any royalty company, whatever, your stock is not going to go up. And if your stock doesn't go up, you got real problems because you cannot really make enough salary, to make it a success. Your
Right.
shareholders are going to quit on you, and you're never going to get any options to exercise in the money. Folks, listen to what EB Tucker is telling you. Okay, like there is a shift going on, right? And you got to get on that new trend. Okay, like Bitcoin does. Now, I'm not a Bitcoin person. Let me
Right.
just be really clear about that. I was at a big party in San Francisco before the election, and it was all these like crypto people. There was like cases of Chateau Lafitte. It was crazy. And all these people, they hate me. The gold people hate me because they say that I like Bitcoin. And the Bitcoin people hate me because I'm not crypto enough. Okay. Everyone hates me.
Right.
The thing is, you got to look at this thing. Bitcoin is some of the things that gold is, like meaning, digital hard asset. Okay. Call it whatever you want. But it has this technological thing going on where the bet is there's going to be more adoption, right? There's going to be less regulation, and you're going to still get that hard asset type, inflation protection thing.
Right.
I don't know if that's true or not. Like, leave as many nasty comments as you want. I'm not really sure which thing, but I'll tell you what, the chart is ripping.
There's about $15 trillion worth of physical gold in the world sitting there costing money rather than being used. It's just absolutely insane. Monetary Metals is bringing gold back into the financial world, putting gold to productive use right now. The problem with gold, of course, in physical form is that it's heavy, it's cumbersome, it's not particularly easy to ship, and it costs money to store in a protected manner. This platform Monetary Metals created is a proven concept and allows gold to be put to productive use. So instead of sitting there costing you money, it's actually in use earning you money.
Learn how you can earn 2 to 5% in our leasing program and how accredited investors can earn up to 12% on silver paid in silver. This advertisement is not investment or financial advice. Minimum investment applies.
Go back and read my last newsletter. I gave a short-term prediction where the price is going. It's halfway there already. And people are like, where's it going after that? I'll tell you when I can see. And I'm not like some, genie for like a statistician or something. What I'm trying to say is I know an uptrend when I see it. I also know a downtrend when I see it. And the mining stocks are a downtrend. If you own them, shame on you. If you still own them tomorrow, like double shame on you. I mean, the gold sector is not attracting sponsorship. What's attracting sponsorship? Things like agricultural services, rail, industrial stocks. What's falling? What should you not own? Healthcare. Wow. Okay. Like, yeah, I mean, the Obama era is done. Okay. Like, that doesn't mean healthcare is not going to be available. It means that, like, the era of going to the doctor and having like a $1,400 bill for an office visit is over. People are sick of it, and everybody knows it. And so, on the margin, you don't really want to buy a healthcare stock right now. So, what I've done for the last week, okay, is to shift things. And I don't care about paying. I don't need to pay the lowest price for something. Like, people in the newsletter complain, you know, like there's a stock up 290% in the letter, and I got these emails when it doubled. Like, is it too late? Well, how am I supposed to know that? I mean, it's a good business. It seems to be doing well. I visited the company. It seems very busy, and I'm not really sure why it would not be even busier. And it's gone on to, you know, more than double twice again. Okay. So I don't mind. Last year we bought Bitcoin at like $35,000 or something. I can't really remember what. And people are like, you missed the run. Well, now it's $88,000. And I'm like, you know,
you didn't miss anything.
It's fine. I don't care. A double's a double. And then you're going to go to 100 and people say, well, now you're a crypto person. Not true. I like having some physical gold. I think that you have to be realistic about the fact that gold is going to go up. Like, probably for the next few years, you get like this modest return in gold. All right.
Right. It's this, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely
right. This year, like I got, you know, I still have a list of miners and royalty companies I do not own that I watch. And I'm like, okay, when the gold price is up 24%, even after the pullback,
why aren't
and
these
they're
going
up
up?
3%. So you did 8 times better having physical gold. Now, it's not the case with Bitcoin. I've got these crypto miners right here. I'm not going to tell you the names because they're for the newsletter, but 110%, 75%. This is in a month.
And that's how it should be.
Think about that. 30 days.
If you see Bitcoin prices go up, the mining behind it and the services should go up. So if gold and silver goes up, why aren't we seeing those? Yeah, absolutely. Why aren't we seeing the mining go up?
Because people have had enough. And the guys and girls in Vancouver that are eating steak for lunch and having Joe Forte's seafood tower, people have had enough of it. It's over. Now, let me just tell you something. Right now, you got all these silver people probably, like, you know, that are upset that E.B. Tucker doesn't say, you know, you're going to be using silver to buy gas or whatever. I don't even know if you're going to be buying gas anymore. But, like, let me just tell you this. This is how you got to think about it. In the newsletter, I wrote to people. I've been doing this for a long, long time, okay? And I don't know that I've been as successful, like, as humanly possible. But I can tell you that, like, as I said in this book that you just talked about, I explained to people that I wanted intellectual freedom a long time ago. I wanted the ability to think and to do what I want and, like, you know, to live where I want and to do all the things that I want. It's not that extravagant, but I wanted total freedom to be able to change my mind and pick up new ideas. And most importantly, to not do things that I do not think align with because things change.
Right. Okay?
Yeah. Trades change. Like all these things in your life, political parties, all these things, they all change all the time. And if you change with them, you're going to make more money. Now, one of the things that stands out to me in my career, that maybe I'll write a whole book on this, is when people ask me for a stock tip or something. This is a joke to me because what they're basically, they say, oh, well, it's just play money. Okay. Which is funny because when you want intellectual freedom, there is no play money. All right. So I explain to people, if you want to be rich, like if you want to be really rich, treat every dollar like it's $1 million.
Yeah.
And that means that you divide the dollar up into certain categories. One of them is spending it on yourself and your family and living. One of that is investing it. One of that is long-term hard assets, whatever you want.
Right.
And once you start doing that, you're respecting money. And once you respect money, new money comes to you like magic, and it starts coming your way because it knows it'll be respected if it comes to you.
Wow.
And I believe that to be absolutely true. And I think that as you become wealthy, you will also believe that if you behave recklessly, money tends to go away from you and to disappear. And so when people want to gamble, they usually say, well, once I have more money from gambling, like you, then I'll be responsible. But that's not true.
Wow.
And so when you look at things from that perspective, what's going to happen is you're going to look at these little companies that have like some maple syrup head Canadian guy running it that's like siphoning all the money from the company.
Right.
It's not like it's against the law either. You voted for it. Remember, you got a proxy in the mail and you threw it away because you were watching television and didn't have time to read it. And that explained how much that person's getting paid, what happens if the company's sold, how much money they get, and how little they did last year to enhance the value of your company, okay? It explains all those things, but you didn't read it because you're lazy and you want to get lucky or you want to blame someone that you lost. It doesn't work that way. Now, flip the switch. If you're not one of those people, then like, what you watched happen last week is it's like watching a storm cloud roll in. And you said, whoa, it's about to start raining. What should I do? Put on a raincoat.
Right.
Not blame the weatherman.
No, just got common sense.
Who said that it was partly cloudy or something.
Right.
You see the cloud coming. So
Prepare
what you saw last week, like I could tell you this right now. I bought like for some, accounts for people that I manage. Like I'm not in the business of, I'm saying for like dependents and stuff. It's like it was really, really obvious that like you needed to move into some of these trades. And you're talking like 20, 30% in a week. It's totally crazy, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's not like micro cap. I'm not talking about like bulletin board stocks or something like that. I'm talking about there are things that have not benefited under, let's just call it Obama 3.0, because essentially the people in charge have been in charge for like 16 years.
Right.
Pretty much. All right. Pretty much. There's been little breaks and everything. But what I'm saying is certain things have benefited from government largesse, complexity, regulation, mergers blocked, protection. And you're sitting there saying, well, Trump is the protectionism one. If you watch the television, maybe you're not quite that well informed.
Right.
But if you're well informed, you realize that the market thinks that with less tape involved, there's going to be more money. And so you have to ask yourself, do I want to make more money? And everybody says, well, obviously, yes. Well, I think I disagree because a lot of people behave in a way that's different from that. Actions don't match that.
Like you're saying, people are going to be like, oh, when I get rich, I'll be responsible. That's how people's mindset is right now. But the real mindset
then they say easy for you to say. And I'm like, I don't even have
a
television. Like you're the one watching television. Now I don't have a television, but I can read a chart.
Right.
And when you gap up and break out and you enter into this era where it's very obvious that billions and billions of dollars go flying into some industries and no dollars go flying into other industries, that tells you something. All you have to do is watch. And I'm telling you, like, I don't know if I still have it up, but earlier today, I was running all these charts of the healthcare ETFs.
Yeah, they're all
I'm going to talk about it in the newsletter next week. Get out of there. I mean, and people are like, oh, it's only down 10%. I'll just wait for it to recover. Fine. Maybe, yes, you will get, because you always have like this. You have down, and then you have halfway back,
and then it goes.
And you have down again.
Yeah,
correct.
Absolutely.
Now, it doesn't crash to zero.
No,
Pfizer
it just goes. It just goes.
Merck is not a zero. Okay, like these are real companies. They're very big companies. But what I'm saying is, maybe people are willing to pay this PE multiple, and they're going to be willing to pay this PE multiple because the company is not going to benefit from the same setup.
Right.
That's
That makes sense.
People don't understand this stuff. And then you look over here at silver and you're like, $30. Guess what? $30. Now, someday it will go to 50. Okay?
Right.
But 30 to 50 is a 65% return, and you might wait a while for that. Okay?
Could be 6 years, could be 9 years.
I actually am not a fan of crypto business. It actually greatly annoys me. Okay? I mean, most things annoy me, but crypto business really annoys me. And this is 75, 85, 110% in a month.
That's crazy.
In a month. So if you're really smart, it's like you trade what's there, and then you take a few dollars, like, okay, you take your profit, right? Say it's really small. Say you have like not much money. So you turn 1,000 into 2,000. Okay, great. You take a tiny bit of that and you go, I'll go buy some coins and I'll put them away.
Right.
And then I go
back to
the trade
trading.
that I'm in.
Boom, get your
Yeah.
profit.
And then that's right. And so I wrote this in the newsletter and I got all these like bizarre comments. And I'm like, look, I mean, if I knew nothing except for what I just read in my letter, and I got $100,000 dumped on my head from some rich uncle that died or something, what would I do with it? I certainly would not want to lose it.
No.
Okay. I also would not want to multiply it 50x. Like I've had 50x, I've had 100x. I don't know if you ever had 100x.
No.
I've had 100x. It was an accident.
Wow.
Like, believe me, like you never go into a trade being like, I'm going to go make 100x over there.
No, you just.
What happens is like you get into a trade that seems like the other trades and it works. And so discipline and order and structure and focus, this stuff is what happens. Like I play tennis. I play a lot of tennis. Okay.
Right.
This morning, all right, it's 7:30 this morning. I'm out there with a coach working on my net game. Okay. Why am I working the net game? So that when I play a game and I get like, the balls get shot at me, it's like second nature.
Right.
It's second nature.
Yeah.
I step with my right foot and volley with the left foot. Boom. It's like, I don't have to think about it. That's what I'm talking about. Like if you have no plan and all you want to do is like hit one moon ball and win the match, forget about it. Like you're never going to win.
You need discipline.
You're never going to win. And if you do win, you should go home immediately because it's luck. So what I'm saying is like, this is an important moment in your financial life. The debt is going to get bigger. The stock prices are going to get bigger. The money is going to get bigger. And get in the boat and start moving with the boat, okay? And if you're in a boat that just went backwards by like 9% in a day at the same time, you're in the wrong boat.
Yeah, get out of that boat. It's sinking.
Out of that boat. Now, it doesn't mean that it's like something's wrong with it per se. It means that nobody's going to that destination.
Yeah, the money's coming out of there. It's not going to that market or that.
That's right.
sector.
There hasn't even been any money in it. You know, it's like the mining business is very, 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 very small. And it was supposed to have this great run, didn't have the run. The gold price, is very high and the mining stock price is very low.
Yeah,
now,
it doesn't make sense.
Could that change? Yes, that could change.
Yeah, absolutely.
And should it change? Probably it should change because $2,600 gold, not that bad. Okay. If you ask people when I was in the gold business, I got out of the gold business when it was still in the teens. If you ask people back then, $2,600 gold, they would have said, you're going to have to peel me off the ceiling. Okay.
Right.
But it's not true. It didn't work.
Right.
That's right. So when it didn't work, cut the trade. Cut it. Don't short it. Just cut it and go with the trade that's going green. Green up. Like it's very easy. It's like what's going up. That's what you want to buy. Upper right corner of the chart. Breakout. That's what you want to buy. Downtrend, forget about it. Wait. Or reduce the position down to a tiny fraction so that you're just watching it. If it turns, get back involved. But it's not turning right now.
Yeah, you absolutely nailed it, Evie. It's such a breath of fresh air having you come down to Wall Street Silver. I think what you explained to us today was so fundamental, like treating that dollar like $1 million, and you should have that discipline before your boat is just sinking. So get out of there. I like it was incredible knowledge you gave us today. As the market develops, though, I would love to have you back, EB. Where can people connect with you as well? I'll put your links in the description.
ebtucker.com. That's the place. That's the only place I write. Okay. I have a long history of writing, and I'm totally turned off by the idea of people using my writing to sell you things.
Right.
ebtucker.com is the only place that I write. It's every other Thursday it comes out. Please visit the site. Please read it. I have a book called Not for Sale, How to Survive and Thrive in a World That Wants to Control You. And I'll write some stories that will make you cry. And the reason I'm sharing them with you is because people have told me it's very important to teach the why or how you got here. And if you're hungry to learn, like do it. I mean, there's people that are close to me that are hungry, it's about how it happened. That's what it's about. Like you can do this is my point. It's not like you just are either born that way or you're not. I mean, it's like you're in a journey. Yeah. Yes, right. You're on a journey, and you gotta once you see that, it's going to get a lot easier for you. And so I'm going to tell you about how my entire teens was spent living in a work camp, chopping wood and carrying rocks and all this weird stuff. And it's like I spent this year writing all that stuff. I really
Well,
did. I sat down and I was like, these are stories that I need to tell. If I were to die, I want my kids to read these stories. So
right.
anyway, so read that book and ebtucker.com, follow me, and I'll come back on with you maybe like, beginning of the year or something like that, or end of the year, and we'll
Yeah.
see if I'm right or not.
Yeah.
And guess what? If we got to eat some crow over, if we end up in a mining stock revolution where like every hedge fund in New York was, then we'll come back on and we'll eat crow. And
Yeah,
guess what we'll do
absolutely.
then? We'll get involved in the stocks.
Yeah,
That's what we'll
absolutely.
do. Yeah,
Exactly.
we don't care. We don't care. We don't want to be right. We want to be rich.
Right. Yeah,
That's
no,
the deal.
I totally agree with you, Evie. Such a
Yeah.
huge pleasure having you come down to Wall Street Silver. Everyone watching, I highly recommend you go to Evie's website. I'll put in the link below. And yeah, thank you so much, Evie.
See you next time.